in the present day, we have Mohanto, Ritu Mohanto. He knows him quite well, in fact. And Ritu is also very, very sound. And Ritu and RCH, they are also very close. In fact, Ritu Mohanto also used to spend his time in Romeo Charlie Hotel Shack. So these are old stories, very, very old stories. When I used to come on the band, Ritu used to monitor. The Ritu's problem was that he did not have the license. The license was banned in this part of the country for quite some time. And now only that the government has considered issuing the license. So things have changed here, and it is good. It is good now that many people know about amateur radio, and the activity has started growing. So that is how it is. So yes, we miss Romeo Charlie Hotel very much. He is no longer with us. That gives me a lot of pain, in fact. Had Ranjit Da would have been with us today, probably I would have become more active, because he was a kind of a person who used to inspire me all along, and whatever I could make. I did not make many homebrew. I had homebrew, and I'm still using those things, and I'm happy that they are still working. And Ranjit used to give me a lot of advices. He also makes me to learn many things. Although I used to be with electronics all along throughout my career. But even then, no, homebrewing on amateur front is something different. So that really gives you a lot of pleasure, you know. So that is how it was. And I really feel good that whenever I had seen any project on the ARRL handbook, Ranjit, Romeo Charlie Hotel used to have the collection of handbooks in his QTH. I think they are still there. And I hope all the equipment, whatever he had in that room, are still there. Only the dust must have accumulated there because there is no active user. And the XYL of RCH, she does not know much of a technical thing. She was only an operator. She was an ham radio operator. And I think a call sign, Bravo Charlie Hotel. Obviously, Bravo Charlie Hotel is a call sign for Romeo Charlie Hotel's XYL. So that is how it is. And yes, so on the homebrewing front, Anong was also very, very expert. But only thing is he did not put in much of an effort homebrewing. But he could give lot of feedback, how to make something, how you can make it cheaper without buying something commercially, because when you go for buying something commercially, when things are not available, you have to import, and you have to pay a lot of import duty, so thereby the price becomes very, very expensive. And our time we were not so economically sound to purchase those things which we cannot afford to really spend so much on amateur radio, because we have other essentials to buy for our regular day-to-day life. So that is how it was. So whatever homebrewing could be done, we could do, and that is how we could enjoy the amateur radio. That habit is still there with Ritu Mohanto. Still a very keen homebrewer, and he does enjoy amateur radio with homebrewing. So we also have Forrest here in Guwahati, who also believes in homebrewing and also enjoys the amateur radio with doing the homebrewing. So that is the story, Vijay. And I just cannot end stories here because there have been many, in fact. So that is how it is. So if I can find Alfa Romeo Juliet on the air, I think that will be nothing. That will be nothing like it. But he's very, very QRL with his other activities, whatever you have said. And I wish him luck anyway. I think he's into a different domain nowadays. So let him grow big. Maybe it will be helpful for us if he can really come to some level which can be beneficial for even amateur radio, like how it used to be when we had our Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, V2 Romeo Golf, who had put in so much of contribution for the promotion of amateur radio that time when he was alive. So that is how it is. Putting it back to you, I hope you're copying me good, Vijay. V2 Echo India, V2 Delta Bravo Mike, over.
V2 Delta Bravo Mike, V2 Echo India returning, no issue in copying, is still 5.9 plus 10 20 dB, very strong signal, nice modulation, no issue in copying, plus 20 dB. So yes, copying, I'm recording the voice so that I will pass it to VU3 WTI. I think he do justice to the pen. He's a good writer. I think he should put it on the blog for future generation to know the ham moment that started in Northeast India in early 1980s. So the part I missed to record. Please repeat again how both of you view to ARJ and you used to transmit on CW and something like that, and how you all view to ARJ and view to RCH, and you all started the communication HF and BHF communication in between Arunachal and Assam. Over.
Most of the things were analog. office, and there have been other students, even our seniors were also there. So we made a group, about 12 to 15 students in REC Warangal, and our seniors used to be in touch with the Andhra Pradesh Amateur Radio Society authorities, and it was told to us that probably we could appear for an exam held by the ministry in Hyderabad, and then probably if we qualify, then probably we can also get a license. So we started preparing for the exam after the demonstration, and every afternoon after our class, Yanong and myself, we used to meet and we used to practice, because our most concern for the exam was the Morse code, that's practical part of the exam. How we could make, accustomed to more, understanding Morse with more speed. So we practiced up to a speed of about 16 watts, 17 watts per minute, flawlessly. Sending was not at all a problem for us that time. We picked up it quite early, but receiving was a little bit difficult. But anyway, even receiving was flawless for us. When we finally started realizing that even we could decode Morse up to a speed of about 14 to 15 watts per minute, and that was the best moment we felt that, yes, so confident about passing the exam. And when the date was declared, the entire group from REC Warangal, we had visited Hyderabad, appeared for the exam, and we came to know in the evening that most of us had cleared the exam, but the final list will be published later on. And one day we found that both myself and Anong, we could clear both the grade 1 and grade 2. In fact, we appeared for both these categories, grade 1 category and grade 2 category. Grade 1 category was 12 watts per minute, the most speed, and grade 2 category was 5 watts per minute, and we passed both the categories. But we would apply for only one category, so we could apply for grade 1, and that is how we got our grade 1 license in 1983-84. And after that, we were in the college for some time. Later on, the college authority also decided to set up a club station, and I became the first, secretary for the ham radio club station in REC Warangal. And the equipment was imported on my license that time in REC Warangal. And after that, one fine day, I had left the college after my graduation. I had come to Assam, joined my career here in Hamilton, and later on with STPI. So that is how it went. And my activities on the band was not at all regular. I used to come on the band sometime because I did not have any equipment also. And finally, when I had the equipment, it was the year 1993 when my child was born, my son was born, and I used to come on the band, and I used to meet RCH on the band. But for a long, about 10 years time, I used to operate from here and there, and I was not having a regular station. But since 1993, I used to have my equipment and I used to operate. Mostly I operated from my hometown in Patsala those days, and later on I had QS5 to Guwahati, and then also I was not very regular because I had to be very, very QRL with my morning QTH. And only now after my retirement I am having this station set up in my QTH here in Guwahati, from where now I can operate very regularly. But even then, whenever we met on the band, myself and Anong, we used to really enjoy, and we could cherish our success story with amateur radio. So that is how it all went, Vijay. I think we could now get to Echo, Yankee, view to Delta Bravo, Mike, over.
View to Delta Bravo Mike, view to Eco India, India returning. I captured many part of the history of beginning of ham activity in Northeast. I'm glad to know that. I think when we have eyeball, then I think we can gather more information. And what about the risks of view to Romeo Charlie Hotel? Is still there or not? If it's still there, then I think we all should work together to activate his sake. That will be a tribute to the great person, the great ham of Northeast who left for us. And all those new hams, if XYL of view to Romeo Charlie Hotel agrees, then we can make his sake as the portable station for the new hams to learn. And what is the exact that one condition of his sake? Is the rigs all disposed equipments and all disposed of, or is still there? Over to you, view to DBM from view to Eco India, over.
I do not know much about those equipments now because I'm also not in regular touch with View 3 Bravo Charlie Hotel, the XYL of RCH. But obviously, when you do not use the RF equipment for a long time, they do not remain okay. But Ranjitda had many collection of old equipment, measuring equipment as well, and he made embroidered many rigs. One of his very famous rig was NR60, which was very good that time, equally comparable to commercial equipment. But later on, he also got that Yesu Fox Tango series. I think he got 757 Golf X-ray also with him, and he had one ICOM also later on, I believe. Not very sure about the other brand, but I know he had one FT757. So he had quite good collection of even commercials, and I think he had a Canoe also. And the best part was that this Canoe had recognized Romeo Charlie Hotel as an authorized service center for one particular project of Arunachal Pradesh government, because ARC had set up a official network of his department, a wireless network. And for this, most of the equipments were Canoed, I believe. And Canoed authorized dealer and service was actually Panumer. And I remember RCH and Ritu Mohanta, they had gone for training of this equipment to Panumer. It was a very successful training they had undertaken. So they are capable of repairing these rigs of Canoes, these commercial rigs. And most of these rigs, whatever damage had happened to any rigs of that particular project, used to be done by Romeo Charlie Hotel. That much only I knew. Although I did not know in much detail about, because I was very QRL with my morning QTH, but whatever I could know was that only that it was the ARC who had actually also influenced RCH to go for a training for that particular project, equipment repairing and maintenance. So they were in fact properly in Panwire as well. So that is another story. But had RCH been around with us, we should not have worried about anything going wrong with your equipment, because he could make anything repaired. That was the greatness of Charlie Hotel. View to Echo India, view to Delta Bravo, my God.
Yeah, QHL everything is still 59 plus 20 dB signal. good signal. Though of course there is a little bit of QSB, but 5.9 plus 20 dB report. Okay, glad to know all this. I think the more you talk, I think the more I'm enjoying. I want to hear more long over about about your generation, about home. I think due to Alfa Romeo Juliet told me that it was, I think, somewhere in 1982 that you all got the ticket over.
Yes, yes, we got in, I think it was 83, 84. I think it was 84 we got license, but we appeared for the exam a little bit earlier. But it did not take very long, QSL.
Yeah, QSL. Okay, great to know that. But then, so what do you say? Should we stay longer or should we go QRT over?
No. Actually, what I said was after we passed the exam, it did not take longer. Unlike these days, when the issuing of license was a question mark in Assam, because Ritu Mahanta did not get his license even though he passed the exam. So unlike that, it was not a problem for us because I had appeared for the exam in Hyderabad, and there this question of not issuing a license to an Indian citizen did not arise at all. We used to echo India, we used to tell Bravo Maigor.
Yeah, QSL everything. Yeah, QSL everything. Just I was asking that have you done with your breakfast or that one going to have your breakfast? I'm yet to. So I think should I call it a day and that one go QRT, or do you want to stay longer over?
Yeah, I do not want to continue. Don't worry, I will not hold you here. I wish I could talk more, but anyway, we'll we'll take up another day to talk to Vijay. But it's really a pleasure talking to you this morning. And I become nostalgic when I talk about those stories. We'll again come up with more things later on, Vijay. You keep your station alive, and 40 meter we can always have meet on 40 meter. I told you that Itanagar and Guwahati is a very ideal distance for 40 meter. It is aerial distance is around 250 kilometers only, and this is a good distance for 40 meters to talk to. And so although 20 meter is a little difficult for us, mostly we are on skip condition, but 40 we can talk definitely. So nice, really nice to have this QSL with you, Vijay. After a very long time, we hope to catch up once again down the log. I have to have my breakfast. I'll have breakfast. I was waiting for my ex-file to invite me for the breakfast, but now he says there is already almost the time, so I think I'll stop here. I'll go Kiwati and wish you 73 years. Hope to catch up with you once again, Vijay. Now we have to echo India, we have to Delta Bravo Mike now. Signing clear, saying 73s and listening for the final. We have to echo India, please go ahead.
Yes, it is almost 9:30 in the morning and time for the breakfast, and I think your XYL and my XYL may yell anytime. So before they give a yelling, I think we should be better be on the breakfast table to have done with our breakfast. So very informative and very knowledge I will that QSO we have today, and I will pass the recording whatever little I could because of this ad. At some moment some ads pop up because I did not turn off the mobile network, so some ads were quite irritating and disturbing the recording. However, I could whatever I could some of the precious that one moment that you said of your early days I have recorded, and we'll post it on WhatsApp and also in my Facebook, so that it is recorded and passed down to the younger generation how all the hem or the hem activities in Northeast began. You all are the pioneer, and I think we should pay tribute to View to Romeo Charlie Hotel and his XYL, and should make a courtesy visit when we have eyeball at Guwahati. And looking forward to eyeball soon to Guwahati, and wish you a very, very good and happy day. View to Delta Bravo Mike, View to Eco India India 73. Bye bye.
Okay, Vijay, it's a pleasure once again. Hope to catch up with you soon, and until we meet next, my regards to you and your family there. Keep safe and have a nice day. View to Eco India India, View to Delta Bravo Mike, now finally signing clear. 73, bye bye, Vijay.
73, bye bye. Clear.